Good morning and welcome to Everyday Enlightenment. I'm Clarita, and I felt led to pull a card for you this week from my beautiful Kuan Yin deck. And the card that I pulled for you is the Mother Fierce card. It might be backwards to you, but I think this card hits the perfect note for what many have been feeling the past couple weeks and probably will be feeling for the next couple weeks because of the energetic leaps and bounds that are happening, because they are exponential. And just so you know, we'll do a short blessing, a Kuan Yin blessing at the end of this video. But before I share that message, I just wanted to give you some background. And this particular deck, if you're interested, is from Alana Fairchild. It's her Kuan Yin Oracle deck. I'll put a link to it below. And it's amazing. She is a wonderful teacher and often works with Kuan Yin, who is one of the more well-known goddesses of compassion, I would say. And Kuan Yin came to me early in my spiritual awakening, so I feel a very strong affinity for her whenever she comes through. And warrior goddess of compassion is actually one of my codes. It's one of the frequencies that I hold. So when I was directed to this deck for today's message, it felt very aligned. Kuan Yin herself embodies many of the divine feminine energies, and with the energy that needed to come through for you today, we are referencing the fierce mother and the fierce guardian, because the fierce mother is your guardian, right? Because nothing can penetrate the passionate fire of a mother's fearless love, am I right? And so this card wants to remind you that your safety is assured, that you are safe, most important. And even in the midst of any challenge or threat, no matter how frightening or intense it may seem, excuse me, no matter how insecure you might feel about taking the next step, or maybe taking the first step on your true spiritual path into your calling and into more empowerment and into more of your innate self-knowledge, know that you're safe. Know that you're protected, and know that you are so deeply loved, because you are. And I think it's important for you to hear this right now, because you and the people around you too are expanding and growing spiritually. We are on this exponential growth path right now. And I want to remind you that you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now, in this moment, in these moments, in this time, because this time is specifically for that. This time right now that we are all experiencing together is a huge part of the ascension process. And as you are unlearning and disentangling yourself from outside programming and breaking free of the matrix and relearning who you truly are, the people around you will take notice. The people around you are noticing how you're shifting and changing. And because of that, some of the responses or reactions that you may get may be really loving and really encouraging and validating. And some people may even be inspired by your growth, which is, always great. But there may also be others that are triggered into lower vibrational emotions of fear or anger or insecurity by your newfound empowerment. And that's okay. Responses like that come up so they can be cleared and released. We all do it at different levels, but we are all still unlearning and relearning how to be us. But the important thing for you is how you choose to allow yourself to shine regardless, and not be diminished by the healing process of somebody else. Because for the other person who is getting triggered, their healing is their journey. And you've offered them a service. You've sort of presented them that opportunity in you just being your true self. So know that you don't need to be afraid or hold yourself back out of fear, because you are safe. You are always safe, and you can always call in your guides and your angels to support you in that. And so the energy of this Kuan Yin card, the Divine Mother of fierce compassion and protection, she sees all, she knows all, and she blesses all. So for you to benefit the most from her protection, trust in her light and realize that she is actually shining through you, through your inner light, and that actually that she and you are one in truth. And really know in your heart that you always have the right to say no to any energy of fear or doubt that seeks to cause you harm. And harm always comes from a lower vibration. And so it doesn't need to be feared though. So don't fear it, but always remember that if harm comes at you in some form, it needs to be responded to with assertiveness and compassion. And this is one of the reasons that we're seeing so much contrast in the world right now, because people are saying no, finally, to the energy of fear wherever it's creeping up, wherever they're seeing it. And because fear has kept its suffocating grip on people for too long. And that time is coming to a close. And we see it everywhere. We see it in every industry. We see it in every community. We even see it in our families. And even though it's not always pretty, I know I say this a lot, but birthing a new world built on compassion, built on honoring the divinity in each person, and unconditional love doesn't happen overnight. It'd be great if it does, but it doesn't. And so we are doing this every day. And if you need support, you can definitely call on Kuan Yin, any of the versions of her, but she definitely helps you retain your inner peace in the face of lower vibrational energies so that you can remain kind and accepting of the divine essence in all of existence, no matter how heavily veiled the divinity in someone or something appears to be. It's tough. Earth School, this is what we're doing. But equally important is to remain assertive that only unconditional loving vibrations are welcome into your energetic field. So if you don't know how to do this, learn how to do this pronto. But so let me know if you have questions about that. So we're going to do a short healing and blessing with our beloved Mother Fierce for just a couple minutes. So this is only going to take a couple minutes of your time. So what I want you to do is just go ahead wherever you are. If you're laying down, if you're sitting, get comfortable and close your eyes and connect with your breath. So inhale, feeling your chest and your belly rise. Exhale through your mouth, your nose. And you can just follow along with me, kind of let my words just kind of play in your mind if you want to give yourself permission to do that. And you can repeat in your mind, I call upon the unconditional love and divine protection of Kuan Yin and the Fierce Mother now. And imagine that there's a huge ring of fire, and within that ring of fire is a beautiful goddess seated in a meditative pose. And like our card, she has many arms fanning out and has many all-seeing faces. And she sees, protects, and blesses in all directions. Just continue to breathe. Now imagine in her heart chakra burns a peaceful fire in the center of her being. And I welcome you to step into her heart now. Step into her heart fire. Imagine any fear or threat, any insecurity or attack towards you being burned away in the brightness of her heart. And as that gets burned away, feel the peace within her heart and to the peace inside of you. And you can say in your mind, I surrender into the heart light and protection of the Divine Mother, fierce with love and compassion. No harm can penetrate her peace. And take me into your heart, beloved Kuan Yin, where the pure fire of peace burns eternally. May I be blessed with peace and protection now and always. May I feel the loving protection of your consciousness in my own heart. Om Shanti, Om Mani Padme Hum. And so it is. So take a nice inhale in. Exhale, releasing more with the exhale. And thanking yourself for spending a few minutes to reset your mind, reset your body and your heart to be in alignment with the highest and best version of you. And knowing you can come back to this at any time as you need it. And know that there is so much support and so much love for you here in the physical realm, in the energetic realm, the spiritual realm, and different dimensions. And don't forget how powerful you really are. Take a nice inhale, exhale, let it all go, and have a blessed week.